Hi, it's Charlotte Mallet here. Thank you for taking a minute to watch this video with me. I'm going to show you guys today how I made this cute little note card with the pop-up 3D heart. It's really quite simple. All you need is a few supplies. You'll want a stamp set to kind of decorate your card. You're going to need dies that are approximately 3 inches wide. You're going to need a skinny, narrow cutting plate, as well as some cardstock and some inks. But let's walk through what we're going to do. So first, on this card, we're going to create this interior piece, and you can kind of see what I've done. When I've cut this out with the Big Shot, I've cut the middle of this die, but these side pieces have not been cut. So when I've laid this through my die cutting machine, these two edges you can see here have not been cut. So what we're going to do first is, we are going to score this piece. This is 5.5, right, by 4 1/4. We're going to score it right in the middle, which would be 2 3/4. That's right. I almost forgot. And then we're going to do the same thing with this outside piece of cardstock. This is the interior of our card. This is the exterior of our card. And we're going to put this away. This is the scoring tool, Simply Scored. Now, when we die cut this, we're going to die cut just like that right in the center. But first, it's a lot easier to stamp this before it's been cut, because then we can line it up. And you'll notice on the inside of this, I just kind of stamped a heart to give it a little bit of dimension. You could actually write your message. You could do all sorts of things, but I encourage you to do that before. Perfect. Maybe even before you score it, because there's a little bit of a line there, but that worked okay. Let's close this up, and I'll show you how simple cutting this out will be. I'm going to move my Big Shot over just so you can see exactly. Let's turn it this way so you can actually see it much better. And this is going to lay just over the center, but you'll see slightly that the die itself has not been completely covered. Let's slide that in, crank that through, and give my handle a hold. There we go. I'm sorry if the camera is wiggling. And let's show you what happened there. If you see the back side, you'll see that piece and that piece did not cut all the way through, which is exactly what we wanted. And you can do this with really any size die as long as your cutting pad is slightly narrower. This particular cutting pad I purchased a long time ago when you used to be able to buy long, skinny decorative strips, but now you don't really have that option so much anymore. But you can use broken and old cutting plates as well, as long as they'll fit inside of your die. Okay, so now that we've done this, I'm going to show you exactly how to make this pop. You're basically going to fold one image out, or one version of the score line out, and the other in. When I say in, I mean these two here will fold in and become your valley, and this will become your peak. But what we need to do is also add a little tiny score line here to help that fold. So we'll pull the scoring tool out again. We're going to use the skinny side of a scoring tip and find just a little groove. It doesn't have to be exact, and we're going to go from cut edge to cut edge. That's it. Okay, same thing here, from cut edge to cut edge, just to help that fold. Then we will be able to pop this one forward and fold that, pop those back, and then we can close it. Once we close it, then we'll be able to really crease those score and fold lines. Let me find a bone folder. So we'll get this edge here, this edge here, and that edge there. When you open it, it will open flat, but then when you close it, ta-da, pretty cool, right? So we're going to need to fold this as well, score that, and this will sandwich right inside of there. Now, you're going to want to lay it exactly flat, adhere it, one side, maybe a little bit of adhesive on this side as well, just as long as the heart isn't, the part that pops doesn't have any adhesive on it, so that's probably good enough. And then we're going to line it up corner to corner, just like so. Spread that flat, and now check it out, right? Super cute and so easy. You can do this with a majority of your dies. I tried to do this something similar. It's more of a Z fold on here, but with the coffee cup, and you can see there how that one works. Now let's decorate this card. This is a super simple card. The inside is essentially done. We're going to die cut from these Be Mine dies. We're going to use the scalloped edge, which is this here. And we're going to also die cut this flower piece, which is this piece here. We're going to use, this is mango. What color is this? Just making sure. Melon Mambo, not mango. I don't know what I'm even thinking when I say that. So we'll pull the big shot up again, and we'll make the camera wiggle again. That's how it kind of goes. That's okay. We'll line this up. If you haven't used this machine again or before, you're basically one side of your die has a cut edge, one side is flat. You're going to put your cut edge towards the paper edge. So I'm going to cut a long border there so I can trim it off. And we'll just run these both through with my yucky broken cutting plate. See that there? That's good enough. And we'll send that through. It's kind of hard to roll away from yourself just to get it on the camera. But there we go, made it. All right, I'll take my old cutting plate away, and we'll see that you have this beautiful scallop. It's pretty cute, as well as this rose, and that cut all the way through as well. Now you're going to want to pop out all your negative pieces on this die. And you hope that it cut through pretty well so that that's easy enough to do. So we'll just pop those all out. I use a paper piercing tool. You can use, there's a brush that works really well. I don't know where mine is at the moment, but we'll get this. Get those all out. A couple more. It's a little intricate. Sorry, this part's taken so long. And then this last piece right in the center, which maybe or may not want to come. There we go. Got 'em. Cute. All right. We'll throw all this away so it's not distracting. Okay, so this edge here, I'm just going to trim that off. So I'll use my paper cutter, which I've got off to the side. And we just need, we actually only need 4 1/4, so we'll trim the excess, but I wanted to have enough that you have a cute little scallop peeking through on the card. So let's add some adhesive to the back side of this. And it doesn't need to run the whole length because, oh, I bent it a little too rough with my adhesive. But just enough, and there's a little dotted line on this die that you can use as a guide, and then look on the back side. Perfect. Very good. We'll take our scissors and we'll trim off that excess, just like so. On the front of this card, I've got some embossed vellum. I used the Scripty 3D emboss folder, and just for sake of time, I've already embossed that. You can see what it does to the vellum when it's embossed. It creates this nice pattern, and then the side that is not embossed, or the piece that is not embossed, is just still clear. Or clear, not really clear, just transparent. We are going to cut this to 2 inches across by 4 1/4 tall. So we will just quickly do that here. 2 inches across. Sorry this is off camera, but you probably don't need to see me cut. There we go. And it's a little bit tall. I wasn't exact, but we'll trim that off there. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of adhesive in all 4 corners. You won't really see this. It's hidden pretty well. We're going to center that left to right on the card front, just like so. And see how you can't really see where that has been tacked down? And because I was a little long, or maybe I was a little short on the other, who knows, but we're going to trim that off. Okay, just like so. Then, you make me happy. We will stamp that in black on a piece of white cardstock. And we'll stamp that along the bottom there. Oop, I got a goober. Let's go the other side. Good thing about stamping is you can do it over and over and over until you get exactly what you want. We've done that. Now we'll just cut that off so that it's a pretty much equal side on top and bottom. And we will also flag this a little bit. I think I flagged it this direction, just like so. Move these out of the way. Now this card has thread that's wound up and a couple of clear epoxy hearts. So let's pull out some silver thread. You need maybe 12 or 15 inches. That's probably more like 20. You're going to take 2 to 3 fingers and wrap it around those fingers nice and tight. I don't want a messy circle on this. I kind of want just something that looks a little bit more clean. We're going to flip this over. We're going to add adhesive to the back of the greeting, and then we're going to stick that little bit of twine down. Not even twine, thread. Then we're going to add a dimensional to the back side of that. Remove the back, and we will stick that around there in the center. That looks pretty good. Just like so. I'm gonna, in case that black ink is a little wet, I'm gonna still just tack it with the back of my paper piercing tool. All right, then we're gonna use a little bit of this fine tip glue because this is such a delicate little flower that we're really just going to adhere glue. And let's see how I did it. Ooh, maybe this direction. Either way is cute. But we're just gonna add a little bit of glue. A little goes a long way on this. Just a dot here, 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 and maybe there. Just enough to tack it down and let that flower float on that card. And we'll pick it up from the side that does not have any adhesive on it. And we will now tack that down just like so. Again, we will use the back side of our tool to just press that down in case any adhesive, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get adhesive on my hand and then the whole project is ruined because I touch it again somewhere else. All right, and then we're going to pull a couple of these epoxy hearts. I don't know if you've seen these. They're clear. They're really fun. And a full list of the supplies used to make this card are listed in the description of this video. So you'll have exact information if you want to recreate this exactly. We're going to put a little heart right here. Line that up. That's cute. And then we're going to put a bigger one. Let's get him. Bigger one kind of right up there. Again, just meant to be a little accent, not too distracting. And there you go. Check it out. You make me happy. Oh, it makes me happy. And then a little heart on the inside. Sign a little message, and you've got a sweet love note with a fun interactive element. Again, my name is Charlotte Mallett. Thank you so much for taking a minute to spend some time with me.